I'm Carl Kaiser. I am currently a Master of Science student in the Mechanical Engineering program at CSU, working in the field of robotics. My undergrad is actually also being finished this semester under a new program that CSU has just implemented called Track 3 admission. And the primary reason for staying here is actually to work with Dr. Troxell, who's something of an expert in the field of behavior-based robotics, which is what I want to study. We're just kicking off a program into something called search and rescue robotics. So we've just secured a grant for putting together some more substantive proposals towards rescue robotics that are pre-positioned in their environment. And so when a disaster happens, they are much more quickly on the scene, and they are much more able to go into places that human beings aren't able to. And then by implementing this behavior-based approach, which is the idea that very complex reactions can be built up from very simple interactions with the environment, you are able to get a very robust response from these robots, and therefore they're much more capable without human interaction. And that frees up critical human resources to actually recover the victims once their location has been identified, and also to coordinate the overall search effort, which is not possible by computer or by robots. And some of the implications for this are things like a lunar colony. You have people working out in a very adverse environment, and if you had robots pre-positioned, there's a much higher probability in a time-critical situation like that of actually reaching the victims in time to offer assistance rather than recovering the bodies afterwards. Another alternative is right now aircraft currently can't fly over the North Pole because if one were to crash, the possibility for recovery is extremely small. But if you had robots pre-positioned over the polar ice cap, the possibility for recovery goes dramatically up, and there's huge time and fuel savings to be gained by being able to fly over the North Pole on the order of a couple hours to certain places in Europe. Well, this is something that's just being picked up, and that's one of the great things about a little bit smaller school like CSU. It's got all of the resources that it needs to support you. But at the same time, if you find something like this that you want to go and pursue, you can find a faculty member who's interested in pursuing it with you. We bring in an unbelievable amount of research money. We just got 2 National Science Foundation research centers in the College of Engineering alone this year. And even though it's maybe not got that instant name recognition to the public, I think it's definitely a world-class school. The thing that's really nice about CSU is that everybody's working together. There's competition, of course, but the competition is really aimed at being as good as you can and not at being better than somebody else. And that means that the projects come together much more cohesively. That means that there's a lot more opportunities to learn from your fellow students, and it's just really a nicer environment. And then, of course, there's also the location, which, you know, if anybody's ever been to Colorado, that's all you really need to know.